why would you want to study in the UK? They have some of the best and the oldest universities. Oxford, Cambridge are two of them, the top ones. Then there are other top universities which are LSE, Imperial, Warwick, KCL, UCL. These are some of the top ones. Then again, depends on which course are you studying for. You can basically see there are other top universities depending on the course as well, right? One of the good things that has happened recently is you get a post-study work visa of 2 years. This is for bachelors as well as masters. So even if you do a master's course for 1 year, you get a 2 years post-study work visa. So if you finish up your masters and get a job, you don't need a sponsorship to stay for another 2 years. Okay. Some universities would give you IELTS waiver depending on your background. So let's say if you have 70 to 75% in your 12th standard, you can get a waiver, IELTS waiver. If it's not 5 years or older. Most of the universities have no application fees or waived off. There are master's courses with placements as well. They're called the sandwich programs. We'll talk about them later on. You can work up to 20 hours per week during term time and can work up to 40 hours per week when during holidays. So it's either Christmas or Easter's or during summer holidays, you can stay there and work for about 40 hours. So full time basically. And this can be any job. This doesn't have to be any professional experience or anything as such. It could be any job, right? So what are the universities in the UK? One of the famous ones is the Russell Group universities. Okay, it's an association of 24 high-ranked universities. They're also called the British Ivy Leagues, right? And they are basically the research unit. So if you ever plan to go into to PhD later on or MRes later on, then you should really think about getting into Russell Group universities. And these are also good ranked universities, right? Some of them are Bristol, Birmingham, Glasgow, Cardiff, Leeds, Liverpool, and these are some of them, right? There's Cambridge as well in it. So if you get into these, they are top class in the UK. And overall general, they are really good. What are the benefits of actually doing a master's or bachelor's from the UK? The duration of program. One of the biggest advantages I feel is the bachelor's are 3 years generally, but 4 years with placement, and they're also called the sandwich program. So you could work for 1 year in between. After second year, you can go for a work placement for a year and then come back and do your third year later on. Basically, in the fourth year, you do your third year because you worked for a year, right? And that definitely helps you with your looking for jobs later on because you have a year-long experience as well, right? Same with masters. They're 1 year courses, most of them. There are some exceptions, and then you can go for a 2 year master's with placement. So you study for a year and then you go for your placement for it. What are the intakes? The major intake that is going on right now is the September October intake, and the applications are open pretty much until July August, right? But most of them would close down in June July. So yeah, we gotta hurry up if you're applying for the September October intake, and this is the major intake. Most universities only offer this intake. There is no other intake for most of the universities, right? Then there is January and February, which is a minor intake. Only some universities do it. The top ones do it as well, but not for all. Then there is a very small intake for the April. English proficiency, one of the important things that we actually require when you're applying abroad, right? So, and this is required for every country pretty much, right? So, in the UK, IELTS is the most preferred one. International English Language Testing System. The UKI, which is the UK Visa and Immigration System, they require a 5.5 overall. It basically depends on universities, really. The good universities would ask for anywhere above 6 and overall above 6.5. So if you have you shouldn't have anything less than 6 in any of the bands if you want to get into a good university, right? We also talked about the IELTS waiver, which is possible sometimes if you're going for bachelor's or master's as well. It is possible. There are some exceptions they can offer, right? If you do not pass IELTS, right? And so, for example, if you get anything less than 5.5 in any of the bands, any of the 4 bands, and you don't want to give the exam again, and you have to move to the UK for your education, you can take pre-sessional English language programs offered by the university. So they would be conducting exams. They would provide these courses that you can study for English language, and once you clear those, you don't they accept you like as a full-time student. You would be studying generally while you're doing these courses, but you would have to do this to be considered. Now, what are the entry criteria for bachelor's? So for the high ranked universities, you would need 70 to 85% in 12th standard. Again, CBSE, it would be different, but not a major difference, a very small difference. So if you come from CBSE, you need anywhere between 70 to 85% and above to get into a high ranked university. And we're talking about Cambridge, Oxford, Imperial, LSE, and middle ranked university, 60 to 70% in 12th standard. Again, we're talking about Edinburgh, Bath, such colleges, which are again Russell Group and top universities, right? Then there in the low ranked universities, you would need anywhere between 50 to 60% in 12th standards, right? Again, subject specific requirements would be different. So for example, if you're going for a business course, you must have business economics in your undergrad, in your 12th class, similar to what we have in India as well. If you're applying abroad, you would have to have some subject specific courses that you've already studied in your 12th. Entry criteria for masters would be 60 to 80% in bachelor's, so 2-1 in first class. Middle ranked universities 55 to 65%, and low ranked universities 50 to 55% in bachelor. And there are, because a lot of universities, you can actually divide them into three categories and sort of just apply to whichever one you fall into, right? Again, subject specific requirements. If you're going for like data sciences, you must have some sort of background in that, right? If you're going for business analytics, you must have some sort of quantitative subjects that you've studied in your bachelor's. So one of our students right now wants to apply for the business analytics program, right? And they are asking for some mathematical quantitative subjects in bachelor's, right? So we have to sort of provide the transcripts that includes all those subjects that are mathematics. Postgraduate entry requirements, comparing it to Indian equivalents, right? So if you've done your bachelor's in India and so if you get a first class which is 70% above in the UK as well, right? So if you get anything above 70% and above, you have a first class degree and you can apply to the top colleges. 2-1 in the UK is equivalent to 60 to 69% in India. Okay, and 2-2 is 50 to 59%, right? So the entry requirements may slightly change again depending on the courses that you're applying to. So same university, they might have different just entry requirements, right? Same college but different courses, different entry requirements. Sainath, you wanna take over now?
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. So yeah, so I'll take it from here. For MBA in UK, we have MBA for freshers and also for the people coming with experience. So there are three types of MBAs. Like it is like MBA for the freshers, and there is an executive MBA, and there is a professional MBA. For a freshers MBA, they don't need any experience. For an executive MBA, you need at least 1 to 2 years of experience for the experienced executive MBA. And if you have more than two, like if you have 3 to 5 years of experience, you can go for an MBA which is accredited by AMBA. This Association of MBA, that is AMBA accredited MBA. It is really good and it is valued throughout the world. So we suggest the people, even though it is little costly, the AMBA accredited MBA is little costly in any university you take, but it is an MBA any student who has 3+ of experience should take. They'll have a lot of opportunities in the future. The next slide. Yeah, so the cost in UK. So UK is actually one of the countries, I can say it is the country where the cost of living or the cost for your studies is very less compared to major destinations like any other country, US, Australia, and any other country. So here the fees starts from 13,000 pounds. A pound is equal to 90, okay, let's say 100 pounds, 100 rupees in India. So it is like 13 lakhs to the max it goes to 30 lakhs. 30 lakhs is where you apply for a top ranked universities. Like if you want to go for Oxford, if you want to go for anything like Cambridge or Imperial, King's, for these universities, for these top ranked universities, the fees will be like 27 lakhs per year. And as Arpit has told before, the best advantage of studying in UK is masters is only 1 year in UK. So you get a year of masters and this fees is for 1 year. And it also includes a fees for the second year, which is an internship. The placement, which he said before, the placement is nothing but an internship. Unlike in India, we have a placement, it is a job, but there the placement is for the internship. They'll be giving you the internship for 1 year. So you can work there and they'll pay you. There are paid and unpaid internships as well. They'll pay you some 1,300 pounds per month. There are unpaid, but most of the international students get unpaid, paid internship. And for the living expenses, there are two types of two different expenses. If it is inside London or outside London. So if it is inside London, the minimum expenses you have to show as per UKVA is 12,000 pounds, which is nothing but 12 lakhs in Indian currency. And outside London is 10 lakhs approximately. And rent is rent and other not only just the rent, including the travel, like even the train tickets and the trams there in London and the tubes in London, the cost is higher than the places in out of London. Okay, the next slide. Yeah, so these are the ways to fund your education. So you can fund your education in 3 ways. You can show it in your savings account, or in the form of a fixed deposit, or in the form of an education loan. So these are the only 3 acceptable ways to show your funds for the visa purpose. You have to show the proof of funds. Like you have to show your 1 year, tuition fees and 1 year living expenses. As I mentioned in the previous slide. So living expenses inside UK is, or inside London is 12 lakhs, and outside London is 9 lakhs. So apart from that, you have to show your 1 year fees. The fees, suppose let's assume your fees is 20 lakhs. I mean, fees is 10 lakhs plus living expenses 10 lakhs. So all these 20 lakhs you have to show in three ways, which is in savings account, or in the fixed deposit, or in the form of an education loan. And we as a foreign admits, we have a separate team for the education purpose. We have a separate platform for that. You just have to enroll. They will help you with the entire process. Not only the loans, we can help you with the forex. We can help you with the accommodation. We can also help you, with everything, A to Z, whatever you need, wherever you need our support. We have a specific team for each and everything. They'll help you with. All you have to do is to enroll with. So the scholarships, so universities in UK, they support students with scholarships. They have bursaries. Bursaries is nothing but a scholarship that is given to everybody, and there are merit-based scholarships which are given to students who have a certain percentage. Like student who has 70, they would get 70%. They would get some 3,000 pounds, something like that. These are based on their marks in their previous degree, whether it is from 12th or UG. So they do give the scholarships. There are automatic scholarships as well. In the next slide, so GIR, the post-study work visa, is nothing but graduation immigration route. So this is introduced recently, and the rules for this is you should have a master's degree or a bachelor's degree. So if you're going for a bachelor's program, you should be completing your program, and you should have a bachelor's degree. If you're going for a master's degree, you should have a valid master's degree. Then you can apply for a PSW, which is for 2 years. And in these 2 years, you're allowed to work for 40 hours per week. I mean, full time you can work, and also you can also search for a job which is related to your, you have to, suppose if you're going for a computers program for 2 years, this is the time given by the UKVA to all the students, because you're going there to their country and you're giving them the money and you're studying there in their country. They want to give you a 2 years time to find a job, to settle down there, or to start working there. So if these 2 years, if you can, and also they are giving you an option to work for full time, so that you can earn for your expenses while you are in UK for 2 years. So in these 2 years, if you get a job related to your previous, the degree that you have achieved from UK, is be it a bachelor's degree or a master's degree, you should have a job related to that degree. Then you will be given a Tier 2 visa, which is a work visa. So for you to get into a work visa, you should have a job which is related to your studies. And so this Tier 2 visa is granted on a point based system. This is a recent change after announcing the GIR, the stay back option. So the Tier 2, which is a work visa, rules have changed, and they have changed it to the point based. So points are given, like for your education, which is a master's degree or a bachelor's degree, they'll give you 10 points, and for your salary that you are going to earn, for that they'll give you 20 points. And for your IELTS, so you have to take an IELTS after going to UK, after your education. When you're changing your your stay back visa to a work visa, you have to give an IELTS there, which is after 3 or 4 years of your stay in UK, you have to give an IELTS. That is a general IELTS, not an academic IELTS. You have to give IELTS general, and based on the score, you would be given a point. And it is also so like 70 points is what you need to get to transfer your, to change your student visa or a stay back visa into a Tier 2 visa, a work visa.